inside and out, it's been a season of rain and shine, sog and sun. We've been in recovery and discovery mode, with a growing newborn and healing bodies, postpartum for me and post-surgery for my husband. We're so grateful for the kindnesses from loved ones recently that have really pulled us through this time between times. There's been big pain, big emotions, lots of adjusting, lots of apologizing, and more mess and noise than usual. Bit of a roller coaster for the senses and a bit of a boot camp for the soul. It's not all bad. As a friend once said, there are seasons even in a day. Some of them have been especially uncomfortable, like before a meal or before bed, but I see, and when I don't see, choose to believe that it's all working together for good things. I've been cheering myself up, capturing little sunny moments that show good old habits remaining from the previous chapter of our lives and new skills blossoming in the new one. And I've been revisiting some mottos and tactics to try to make the best of my time while taking each new day as it comes. When there's some kind of big change, whether it be a new baby, a new home, an illness, taking a trip, I'm learning to make the best of it by focusing my time on the new and the necessary. The necessary activities of life have to happen anyway, so if I can make them as efficient and enjoyable as possible, then I have more time and energy for the new skills and experiences. So for us, the home basics are nourishment, hygiene, and relationships right now. So staying hydrated is key, eating healthy food as much as we can, and staying as clean as we can with our dishes, our clothes, our spaces, our bodies, our teeth, and getting as much rest as we possibly can, and nurturing the bonds among those people we've been given to love, whom we've promised to love. My favorite motto during transition times becomes elements, not pattern, especially with little people in the mix. Times of change, like a new baby or even fun adventure, like a vacation, are not always routine friendly. They're full of interruptions and unpredictability, so it's 15 minutes of this and 15 minutes of that, meeting those essential needs when I can, as best I can. And another motto for planning a daily routine, whether during times of change or stability, is first things first. My kids have heard that a lot. Or in other words, work, then play, or build from the basics. So mornings are launch pads for the entire day. The better I set up the basics to survive, the farther I make it in doing the stuff to thrive, like education, social events, errands, projects. So for us, that means getting ourselves ready for the day and then our food ready for the day. So like defrosting meat for the dinner, making the breakfast. Usually we have some sort of veggie smoothie and then protein, eggs, and sometimes I have my sourdough, so I pop that in the toaster. And sometimes I'm making more sourdough, so getting the starter ready, filling up our water filter so we can fill up our jug for the day. And every day looks different. Sometimes we're making lunches if we're going out, but some things do stay the same, like our staple of protein, eggs. So even though we're doing first things first, it really is a bit of a jumble. Sometimes the shower is first, then the breakfast, or the breakfast, then the shower. It's hard to keep motivated, especially as a kid, to get your chores done first. So when we finally make it to school or to the outing, it really does feel like a big success. So there's planning a daily routine when I'm up for that, and then there's planning a weekly routine when I'm up for that. And when I am, my motto becomes spread out or burn out. And since college days, I've done this by scribbling out everything from my brain, everything I have to do and want to do, and then choosing things I have to do today, and then for the week, and then for the month. And some items just get crossed off altogether or saved for a different season. And putting down subtasks for larger items on my list really does help because it doesn't seem so daunting when it's in little steps. As President Eisenhower said, plans are worthless, but planning is essential. Life is unpredictable, but creating a basic map can at least show me where I'm aiming and how to pace myself. So of course things like the mealtime or bedtime, the dentist appointment, or the piano lesson hold a specific spot in the day or the week, but the other tasks and projects can be spread out. And I like the old-fashioned idea of each day having its own work or its own focus. So I've used this idea for both school and chores and other tasks that we have to do as a family. Sometimes it's fun to name things like Math Monday or Trail Tuesday, or if I'm going out on errands, I'm the patroness, or if I'm home doing laundry, I'm the laundress. It's just fun for me, and the extent to which I get these things done depends on the week. So sometimes it's just folding the laundry, sometimes I get to the ironing too. But as C.S. Lewis said, you don't have a soul, you are a soul. You have a body. So planning how to care for the body, the mind, the things, the people, they're all important. But if I don't plan times to feed my soul, how can it sustain any output of even the basics? As a Myers-Briggs INFJ, a people-driven introvert, I need to pour into people, and I also need to fill up in order to do it. So I love getting out to help or chat with a friend over tea or thrift store finds. And I love being home to pour into my family and be a part of their worlds. But sometimes, as Audrey Hepburn says, I don't want to be alone, I want to be left alone. To completely focus on something that feeds my soul. I want to listen to God, I want to listen to my thoughts, I want to write them down, I want to read inspiring words from other people. Or to be creative in some sensory way, getting my hands in the dough, getting my hands in the dirt. And it's not that I love these things more than people. I do these things so that I can love people more. And I try to make sure there's that white space for everyone in the family during the day, during the week, maybe just doing one big social event a day, or if we have a big day out, the next day is a home day. We have more time to relax and enjoy what we all love, and also to be there for loved ones on short notice, or to manage disasters without so much stress because we're not already maxed out with a lot on our plate. Some days are absolute chaos, and I don't even feel like doing the wise, the efficient, the sustainable things. Even good change is tough. Grief and growth should not be hurried. Sufficient for today is its own trouble. Some days I push through, some days I pull back. We can do anything, but we can't do everything. It makes me feel braver and more gracious somehow, remembering that like seasons, we humans change only when we're ready, and not a minute sooner. As King Solomon said, God makes everything beautiful in its time. And to quote Tolkien's Gandalf, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. There are many things that I don't get to choose about my life, but I can choose to fill my day with the loving thing. As Mother Teresa says, you want to change the world? Go home and love your families. Home is not only a good place to spend our time, it's a good place to learn how to love. So as the weather, the people, the daylight, the opportunities continue to change each day, what is that loving thing to do with the gift of my time?